Like I said earlier, a lot of those have been under that zone coverage where it hasn't been that man-to-man look.
Manning swings it out to Barkley on 3rd and 5, and Barkley has a first down and more. His biggest play of the day, and then a late flag comes in at the end of the play.
Watching Odell Beckham play.
Gain of 7, Beckham's 8th reception. Now Barkley up the middle, cuts to the outside. Saquon Barkley across midfield, down the sideline, stayed in bounds, and Barkley takes it all the way.
If there's no help, that's where they're going to take their shot.
Beckham coming out of the slot to the right. Manning looks left, throws, caught. That's going to be a first down and more. Barkley trying to stay in bounds, and it'll make it first down and goal.
That fade down the sideline or the comebacks off of.
Manning throws. Barkley makes the catch, spins away, picks up the first down, but that's going to take us almost to the 2-minute warning. Van Der Esch makes the tackle.
The 10 from the 39-yard line. Giants opening possession. It's Barkley. Found a big hole, has a first down across midfield, stays on his feet, and is finally down at the 48-yard line of the Texans. 13 yards for Saquon Barkley.
He's the one that's taking the run of it.
Here's Barkley off the hesitation. Inside the 5, still going. Touchdown, Saquon Barkley. Ingram still on the sideline. Manning hands it off Barkley. And he will pick up a first down and more. His first carry. Back on the field after leaving the game due to the knee bruise. And Saquon Barkley gains 24 yards. 3rd down and 1. Manning looking for Barkley. Makes the catch for a Giants first down.
19 completions for Manning, the longest one for 11 yards. And Barkley has all kinds of space as he's finally shoved out of bounds near midfield. That's going to go for about 28.
One-on-one up top with Beckham.
Going to hand it off Barkley. Look at that. Woo! Did he soar? That is some serious hang time.
And I like what, Kamara, we were just talking about it. You were fine with him going in to score, I think. Oh my goodness, look at that Barkley.
Look at keep his balance.
2nd and 4. This is Barkley once again. Cuts to the outside and has a first down and more. Out to midfield. Here's Beckham looking to throw. Wide open. It's Barkley. Inside the 20. Still going. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Well, Beckham. Initially, he was uncovered. Bradbury had to move over to cover him, and that allowed Beckham to make the play against Adams. How about that spin move by Barkley? Saquon Barkley across midfield. Forward progress finally stopped at the Carolina 42-yard line.
And who will cover Saquon Barkley out in the backfield?
1st and 10, 15-yard line. Pass caught by Barkley inside the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown!
And his ability to make the first guy miss in the hole. Rarely do you see the first man make the tackle on Saquon Barkley.
Well, here he is with a nice hole to run through, and he's out. Inside the 30, knocked down inside the 20. That was in week 3. Here's Barkley. Boy, he finds somewhere to go. Unbelievable. Man. Gets 9.5. Now the hamstring. 2nd and 10. Setting up a screen for Barkley. Blocking in front. First down and more into Eagle territory. Still going. Incredible. Incredible. Wow.
He's had a lot of negative runs, but more because there's been people in his face.
Here's Barkley. They say, go get him. Here's a flag, and it was thrown in the area where Manning went down. And we'll see if this is for roughing the passer.
Just unable to make a play. It's a good individual play by Beckham to get it.
Here's Barkley making a cut.
Good night.
He's gone. No flags. Touchdown, Giants.
And the quickness just to get it north and south right away.
2nd and 9. Zeros on the clock and the first quarter. And look at that.
On the sideline. I like Odell because he plays hard and he brings it to the field.
2nd and 11. Here's Barkley as he cuts back. And Barkley
Finally met about a yard short of that line to make. 10 yards from Saquon Barkley.
They didn't look that great, but you got to give them a lot of credit because their defense is playing at a high level.
So is this guy when he does stuff like that. Barkley.
He's got it. Looks like it.
Touchdown Giants.
Yep.
Remember, they failed on one earlier. They're going to run Barkley this time, and Barkley's going to take it in. But only 5 seconds remain.
180. Manning on 2nd down. Complete. It's Barkley. Inside the 35 and finally down at the 31-yard line of the Redskins. We just mentioned it leads all running backs, not just rookies. All running backs in
plays down the field. Reason why they haven't scored a lot of points.
2nd and 2. Barkley bounces it to the outside, and when he does that, watch out.
Going against Witherspoon, that's a matchup they like.
Eli looks that way. But he then goes underneath to Barkley, and here goes Saquon as he turns Sermon around and then leaps out of bounds, and the Giants are in prime position.
He's locked and dialed in.
Wide open. And that is a touchdown for Saquon Barkley, and what a drive for the Giants. Barkley is into the end zone. Is it a fumble? No, it's a touchdown. Signal has been given by a pair of officials. It's a touchdown for Saquon Barkley. Throwing just in front of the Buccaneers bench. And Barkley tripped up inside the 40. I think a lot of people don't remember what an incredible player Chris Carter was. And for Barkley, he's just eclipsed the 100-yard rushing mark for the 3rd time in his rookie year.
We're 118. What's it?
Barkley nearly tripped up, breaks a tackle from Nassib. And he lowers his shoulder and gets inside. They say he stepped out of bounds. It looks like at the 13-yard line. Barkley will find the end zone, a touchdown.
There's no north-south. That's about 4-4 white 4-3s running straight ahead. Protecting the football, making good decisions.
Barkley breaks it to the outside, inside the 30, the 25-yard line. Dump it off to Barkley, and nothing but pay dirt in front. And Barkley to the end zone, and what a drive to start the afternoon for the New York Giants. Barkley again with a big hole, and he's into the open field. One man to beat inside the 10, and Barkley to the end zone, a touchdown for the Giants.
Might as well run a play, and they'll do it with 3rd and 23, and they'll just hand off. It's Barkley. Saquon Barkley making people miss. Look at this effort by Barkley, who's still going out the midfield. He is something else.
Get some positive yards on offense. We're just not good enough on that side right now. Back to you.
Damn thanks. Here is Barkley. 4-man rush. Manning still gets pressure. Now there's Barkley again. A first down, leaping over people. Saquon Barkley, first down for the Giants. He jumped over Adrian Amos, the safety, and he picked up 17. Barkley in the game. Saquon Barkley, it's a toss. Saquon Barkley with a first down and a lot more. Barkley still going. Saquon Barkley, what a run.
Make it down the chimney. Barkley slips a tackle, and it's still going. Saquon Barkley near a first down. What a terrific run. Giants protecting a 10-0 lead. Barkley straight ahead with a big hole. And running through is Saquon Barkley. And he's going in for a Giants touchdown. 78 yards. That deserves a wow.
Wants to have a little bit more speed to break some arm tackles.
And Barkley is loose. Moving to the middle of the field. Pointing.
shoving. What a run from Saquon Barkley. Barkley, a one-handed catch. Did he hold on to it? He did.
Wow.
Nearing midfield.
Barkley shakes a tackle in the backfield and has running room. Out to the 30-yard line and a first down.
Mahalik remains in the game, an extra lineman. Ellison is the second tight end. Second and goal at the 1. Running into Brown, bouncing outside. He's in for 6. Saquon Barkley. Indeed. First and 10, fake to Barkley, who will now release. Barkley will dance and then grabbed by Kenny Moore.
Wide receiver at the top of your screen, the backup quarterback. So a little different look, but they're going to run it to Barkley. That usually works, and it works again, and Barkley's still going. Breaking tackles inside the 20. Minute left in this half. Each team with all 3 of their timeouts. Here's Manning. Steps away from pressure, dumps it off to Barkley. Has some room. Saquon Barkley, first down, all the way to the 45 before Leighton Vander Esch. Barkley on the draw, has some room. Saquon Barkley turns on the Jets. Saquon Barkley, a foot race with Keith, and he knocks him down. They give him incentives this year to stay around, but I'm kind of with you. Hard to ignore it. Get it out to Barkley in the flat, looking to make the move with the stiff arm. Saquon Barkley. He's making a pretty strong play. He'll be the same spot next year. Give it to Saquon Barkley, jumping over everybody. Touchdown!
118. What's that?
Second down and 1. Right back to Barkley in a huge hole. Saquon Barkley off to the races, and the home run hitter has gone deep here on the second play from scrimmage for the Giants.
You know, Solder had a tough year last year. He should be improved, so.
Here's Barkley, spins away from a tackle and gets a first down.
This is a team more on the defensive side of the ball that just looks like it has a lot of holes, and I don't know if that's going to be possible.
Here's Barkley. Oh, a little draw play. He's got a first down.
Pickup of 20, first down. This is Barkley, left side, running room. First down yardage and out of bounds at about the 35.
118. What's that?
Barkley again. Barkley, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Giants.
When you lose a guy to injury, it makes it that much more difficult from a timing standpoint.
This is Barkley. Barkley inside the 30. We have a penalty marker on the far side of the field.
And that's really the first shot, though, he's taken downfield.
Give it to Barkley. And Barkley across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Nice run, but the clock continues to tick.
Here's Barkley, breaks through. Saquon Barkley out to the 48-yard line. Biggest play of the day for the Giants as Barkley gains 21. First and goal from the 7. Here's Barkley. Barkley into the end zone for a Giants touchdown. Another Penn Stater, of course. Miles Sanders, Saquon Barkley. Jones complete. It's Barkley. He stumbles, stays on his feet, and is finally taken down inside the Lions' 40 at the 38-yard line. Second down and 1. It's Barkley, and he'll pick up a first down. Still going. Jones on second down. It's complete to Barkley. Barkley stays on his feet and picks up a first down. What a second effort as Barkley takes it all the way down to the 43-yard line.
The descriptive and the word you just chose there is critical. Command. That's what you see with him when he's at his best. And here's what the Giants need to see more of. Saquon Barkley cuts back. Look at the Jets. Explosive play from Barkley just when they needed it most. A chance to get right back into this.
And remember, 3 of the offensive linemen in the game for the Giants barely played all season. in there today due to injuries. That's a factor as well. Now Barkley has a first down. His biggest play of the day. Finally shoved out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
He had Anthony Miller over the top.
Second down, back in the hands of Barkley and his best run of the day. Still on his feet all the way out to the 33-yard line. Nearly a 14-yard gain on the run by Barkley, and we go to Carissa Thompson in L.A.
Pre-snap read on the coverage that you're going to face.
We're going to hand it off to Barkley again. And strong running by Barkley into the open field. And he's out of bounds at the 15-yard line. First down outside the 20. Barkley ripping it back up through the middle and strong running for Saquon Barkley. And that will be a first down.
I worry about one guy, and that's the guy that's quarterback.
And that is Saquon Barkley.
Welcome back, Saquon.
Hands it off to Saquon Barkley. He's had a very quiet second half, but a good, strong run there across midfield.
Give to Barkley. Barkley, what a maneuver! We haven't seen nearly as much as that as we did last year. First down run of a dozen.
Part in the second half. Defense makes a play, and right now the offense answers.
Barkley into the end zone for the touchdown. Second straight start for Eli Manning. First home start in about 3 months. Barkley bounces to the outside, and he's in again.
And it will be Barkley, a big carry, his first run of the day. And run out of bounds or when you have your mom fly in and make you breakfast every day and wrap your presents. There's Barkley at a 32-yard run, and this one's going for longer than that. Inside the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, 6 for Saquon. All day to throw it wide open, Saquon Barkley. Three possessions, They split wide to your right, and they're going to put it in his hands. That's a jailbreak on that side of the field for Saquon. And inside the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. And
from under 10 yards, close to perfect.
And to reinforce, as there's a carry by Barkley. Another big run. That'll be a gain of almost 14 by Barkley. Still going. Make it 20 for Barkley, depending on where they spot it. Saquon again, cuts it to the outside, sniffing the end zone, Barkley, and it is short. Run out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Right now the Giants' turn to try and answer, and here's Saquon Barkley, and he is off to the races. The 30, the 20, Saquon for 6.
I think that will continue to be a big theme to this game. See how they're doing.
Jones in heavy traffic, flips it short. Barkley's got room. Saquon still running hurdles. A man and is spun down. That's a 44-yard line.
Here against Chicago. 3 tight ends in this formation. And off, there it is. Saquon Barkley spilled out. And Barkley.
And now they're bringing in probably Ben Bredesen at left guard to take his place.
That's who they went to. Big hole for Barkley right side. Saquon gets loose, and that's got to feel good for number 26.
Omaha, my son.
There's Barkley, cuts to the outside. Saquon Barkley picks up the first down. First and goal. Barkley over the top. Touchdown. By the way, Jonathan, I hope you do not have Daniel Jones on your fantasy team, because They took the touchdown pass away officially. Have outscored the Giants 21-3. Jones on first down, wide open, it's Barkley. And Saquon Barkley will take it into the end zone for a Giants touchdown, 54 yards.
That great linebacker, Demario Davis, gets some pressure on Daniel Jones.
DA defensive coordinator Dennis Allen. Catch is made by Barkley, a huge play as the Giants pick up a first down on 2nd and 14. 23-yard pass play. 1st and goal from the New Orleans 6 as Barkley takes it to the goal line. He's in. Giants win in overtime. Saquon Barkley from 6 yards out. The New York Giants complete their comeback.
Barkley waiting for him to rip one.
Well, he's been running the ball effectively early. The Giants are trying to do the same with Barkley. Hopping around, and Saquon Barkley trying to break one. And he does, out near midfield.
Thrown well on time.
A little bit up tempo, quickly to the line, and there goes Barkley. His best run of the day inside the 35-yard line.
Brandon Staley kept him out for precautionary reasons. Dump off to Saquon Barkley. And this is what they wanted to do with Barkley. Get him in space and try to get him going through the pass game. He picks up 15.
He's one of the most dynamic, best playmakers at the safety position in football.
There's Saquon Barkley with a nice run. Finally brought down by Nasir Adderley. Picks up 13 there.
Those are the things that are going to play well for you as an offense.
Glennon has Barkley and a touchdown. Fake to Barkley, immediate penetration. What a catch by Saquon Barkley, and he's got the first down. Stop it. Unbelievable grab by Barkley.
Blitz is on. Throw to Barkley's got the first down and down the sideline. Stepped out around the 40.
Will that translate to what we saw his first 2 years in the league, over 1,000 yards each year? Barkley again. Getting to the outside. Saquon Barkley, first down and more, and shoved out of bounds across the 45-yard line.
And that's exactly what we just mentioned to get this drive started.
It's Barkley on first down, a burst up the middle, ran into a blocker, and Barkley with a first down to the 22-yard line. Kevin Byard on the stop after the 13-yard run. Second straight start for the Giants inside the 10. And on first down, Saquon Barkley to the sideline. Barkley tiptoeing down the sideline, and here comes the speed. Barkley shoved out of bounds near the 20 by Kevin Byard.
They motioned him back in the backfield to see man or zone. They got zone.
There's Barkley, picks his way into the end zone, head over heels for the Giants touchdown. So it's been Richie James who has stepped up in the void as Barkley up the middle. Saquon Barkley on the run. Ball poked free, and the ball goes out of bounds.
How about Richie James? 9 catches in 2 games for a guy they planned on mostly being a returner. Here's Barkley with room. First time today he gets loose. He gets 17 into Carolina territory.
Ready? What's that?
On first down, it's Barkley. Saquon Barkley bullies his way past the first down marker. Keeps on going for 14.
Barkley. Nice cut. There he goes. Saquon to the end zone. Touchdown Giants.
Giants looking for their first half touchdown of the year. And Saquon Barkley's got a big hole into Chicago territory. From the 25-yard line, Saquon Barkley with a gaping hole, and Saquon Barkley is into Bears territory. Tracked down from behind by Brisker. He got a gain of 30. Wiping away the play and then the 5-yard penalty. So it's 3rd and 9. Jones will dump it off for Barkley, who gets away from Morrow. Tries to make it a highlight. Gets a block from Jones. First down, Saquon. 16 yards, making brilliance out of nothing. A timeout and the 2-minute warning, which will come after this play. Barkley with some room with a first down to bring it to the 2-minute warning.
2nd and 7, the direct snap to Barkley, trying to get to the edge. Oh, he sidled through an opening, and Saquon Barkley, great speed. Barkley inside the 40. The big play the Giants have been craving comes from the big playmaker. He's got it. You go to the Sonic movies?
Yeah, he might not like that.
2nd and 10. Jones. There's Barkley in the open field. Oh, what a move! Saquon Barkley down the sideline and out of bounds. All the way to the 20 where he picks up 4.
It was number 78 and 85, the tight end. He was off the ball. My only question was, did he report? Because you can't have an ineligible on the end of the line.
And Barkley takes it into the end zone for the go-ahead touchdown, and the Giants take the lead.
So you look at the clock, you look where the Giants are. Baltimore is going to play straight up defense here on 1st and goal. Handoff up top, touchdown! Saquon Barkley, airborne for the score. Giants go in front.
Barkley dancing around. He made room. And Barkley down to the 10. Oh, stop it.
What they preached to us in our meetings.
And Barkley will get a first down. Where the Giants want it, controlling the ball. They have the lead. Barkley does not seem tired at all. Waiting for a block and got it. Inside the 40 of Jacksonville.
Dory Jackson.
2 extra linemen in for the Giants. The give is to Barkley, and he's into the end zone for a New York touchdown.
In a phone booth in the first half.
Barkley again on 2nd down. Slithers through an opening, steps through a tackle. He's got a first down. Kobe Bryant drives him out at the 25.
2nd down and 6. Barkley again. Barkley shot out of a cannon. Saquon Barkley out of bounds across the 45. Jonathan Owens can add to it and does. Knifing through Barkley to the 45. Feliciano with the block up front for 12. Jones is 12 of 15, 171 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns. On the ground, Barkley stays upright. First down. 2nd and goal for the Giants. Give it. Barkley slams it in there for the touchdown. You might be the only one that would have put together that connection in the moment. Give it to Barkley. Barkley explodes to the outside, out of bounds.
Sterling Shepard, man, he's listening to our show.
Jumbo formation. Barkley right up and in. Touchdown, Giants.
Jones with 48 yards on the ground today. Hands it off to Barkley. Saquon Barkley, touchdown Giants. Both with 162 yards of offense. Jones handing it off. Barkley, another first down, still going. And forced out of bounds at the Washington 31-yard line.
You know, try some fire zones where it looks like it's going to be a blitz, but you're actually only sending 4.
Barkley swings out of the backfield, goes by T.J. Edwards, and gets a first down. Biggest play of the day for the Giants. Gain of 15 for Barkley.
2nd and goal for the Giants. Direct snap, Saquon Barkley. He'll take it to the left, and Barkley will score! Terrific play calling wrinkle there. Direct snap to Barkley. runs it in for the touchdown. And the Giants cap one of their best drives in a long time at their own 14 with 6:06 to go. And Barkley on the inside, big opening for Barkley. Saquon to the 27-yard line and a first down. The Giants just want to run some clock here and have Barkley do it. What a good game he's had. A spinning run by Barkley for 14 to the 40-yard line. For the 15th time tonight, Barkley, another big run, another B-button spin move to the 45-yard line. Saquon Barkley alive in this fourth quarter.
176 pounds. Blitz from Minnesota, so they screen against it. Here comes Barkley. And he turns it into the perfect play. They're going to run it. And in the biggest moments, Saquon Barkley said he wanted the ball. Touchdown Giants, and they're within 2.
Bellinger back there in the offset eye, and Barkley again. Feliciano leading the way. Also a leading block right there. Glowinski, the former Colt. And brought down by Franklin. Jones completing 79% of his passes. Hands off to Barkley. Into the secondary. Brought down by Blackman. Careens his way to the 42 and a pickup of 12 and a first down.
Not a lot of guys down here. This Minnesota defense.
A little pitch. Barkley looking for a seam. Great cut. Saquon Barkley in for the touchdown. An immediate answer by the Giants. Second down. Barkley right up the middle and nobody home in a spin. And another from Barkley who's inside the 15. Four-man rush. Pressure coming. Jones gets rid of it. Barkley's wide open. First down and more. Sprinting into Vikings territory. Barkley muscling forward. Barkley, what an effort, and he is in. Touchdown, New York. Pressure coming. Jones gets it away. One-handed catch. Barkley racing to the sticks, and he gets there. What a catch and a play by Saquon Barkley, and he's got 11.
They played him at inside linebacker. He'd never played inside linebacker before.
On the ground again, and a big hole for Saquon Barkley, who gallops into the secondary and gets tripped up by Marcus Epps. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle, but the biggest play of the day for New York. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner getting ready for the divisional game out there. Fourth quarter begins with Daniel Jones checking it down to Saquon Barkley. Barkley over Gardner Johnson and got extra from there. Epps and Blankenship eventually get him after 19 yards.
Pollard and Barkley as Saquon on cue hits it for a run of 17 yards, 18 yards.
It's Barkley, and it's a touchdown. In desperate need of 6, and Barkley gives it to him behind the blocker Bellinger. Jones is gonna pass. Looking for Barkley, diving to the pylon, in for the touchdown. What an effort by Saquon Barkley to get the score. Every scoring play is reviewed. They'll take a look, but he banged the pylon for 6. Best halves they've played in a long time on offense. Barkley against the run blitz, spins to the outside, shutting tackles. A purposeful run for Saquon Barkley down near the 21-yard line.
Taylor gives to Barkley. Saquon Barkley in the open field. 20 to the 30. Strong run. Actually, they'll mark him one shy of that, but a strong run by Saquon. Good back to him. Right back to the secondary. Barkley bouncing to the outside. Saquon Barkley. So the Giants said the Bills ran it at us. We're going to return the favor.
2nd and 1. Back to Barkley. He's got the first down. Barkley at the 35 and shoved out of bounds at the 30. Jamin Davis on the tackle after Barkley picks up 12 more.
A little frustration, I think.
Tyrod Tyrod Taylor, play action again, steps up, dumps it down. Barkley, head of steam. Saquon stays on his feet, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Giants! Jamin Davis missed the tackle, and Barkley makes him pay. 2nd and 4, right back to Barkley, right up the middle, and he's got a first down. Saquon breaks free at the 40 and caught from behind at the 35. Jordan Whitehead made the tackle after Barkley goes for 34.
Jalen Smith's playing a ton. He just joined the team on Thursday. Here's Barkley, room on the edge, and Barkley, a little bit of speed shoved out by Trayvon Merrick. But a big play in the run game.
A play. I know that's not crazy math. I was never good at math. But I know it's not good for an NFL game. They're going to hand it off here. Finally, big space there. Saquon Barkley. But there's a flag. A little drive going by the Giants here. Here's Barkley. Left side. Big seam. Saquon Barkley with a good run. And the Giants have a little juice on this drive.
DeVito looking to throw on 3rd down. Rolling to his right. Now he fires, and it is Barkley who makes the catch for a Giants first down at the 46-yard line. A 21-yard connection from the Washington 24. DeVito fires, looking for Barkley. End zone. He's got it. Touchdown. Giants did not have a takeaway the first 4 games this season. 10 coming into this game for today. On the toss, it's Barkley. There's some positive yardage for the Giants on the ground.
Still going.
Wow. Giants had no yards rushing this entire game coming into that play. DeVito throws, caught. Barkley reaches across for a Giants touchdown. His 2nd today. Here's Barkley once again. Barkley down the sideline. And he's finally forced out of bounds by Percy Butler. 2nd down and 4. Saquon Barkley picks up a Giants first down. Finally forced out of bounds at the 45-yard line after a gain of 14. DeVito handing it off. Barkley running hard across midfield. First down and more. To the New England 38. 19-yard pickup for Barkley. 2nd down and 7. DeVito backpedaling. Able to get rid of it. Pass is complete to Barkley. So on that last replay, Jonathan, we had a look at what's called the All 22. We asked Daboll about working.
First down and goal from the 5. With Barkley back at tailback. They hand to him. Edge. Touchdown Giants. And a nice answer by New York.
Not able to.
And that 26-yard run is season long for Tommy DeVito. Handoff is to Barkley, and he's got his 2nd of the night. Touchdown Giants. And New York's on top after the fumble by Keyshawn.
For them offensively is how do you just string plays together and keep the chains moving and milk this clock?
Here is something that could go a long way toward that.
Darren Waller in his first play. Missed the last 5 games due to injury. DeVito rolling right. Now he throws, and Barkley makes the catch along the sideline. A spectacular catch by Saquon Barkley for a Giants first down. A gain.
The Eagles are outscoring the Giants 72-3. Saquon Barkley's got a big hole to start this drive, and his best run in a couple weeks goes for a dozen. 13-year veteran Tyrod Taylor. Barkley again has a touchdown, and the Giants with a perfect start to this second half. They get a takeaway on the opening kick of the half and quickly get it in the end zone. They motion Taylor out, and it's Barkley ready to take the snap. Saquon Barkley going for two, stood up, keeps on turning to the goal line, and he's in. That stood no shot. Barkley refused to be denied, and it's a 2-point game.
Kobe Turner, he kind of short-armed that thing and missed.
Now Barkley on the ground, a little spin move, steps through a tackle, first down and more, down to the 10.
You're seeing why they were so high on him coming out in the draft. Barkley trucks in for the touchdown. Giants add to their lead. First and goal for the Giants. Taylor, option, Barkley gets there for the touchdown. Second of the day for Saquon Barkley. Giants trying to convert on a 3rd and 2, 2 minutes to go. First half, high snap. Taylor looking for the deep ball. Saquon Barkley's got it. Big play downfield inside the Philadelphia 20.